All right, here we go. It's the test. Is it gonna work? For those on Wooden Potatoes 2, yesterday's stream, unfortunately, we tried to get running, but there was major ping and lag issues that kind of prevented the whole thing, which sucked. However, it seems today we're looking all right. I'm not dropping anything. It's all gravy. You see an appropriate frame rate? Yeah, me too. It looks all good. All right, we're good to go then, guys. Awesome stuff. Really glad. Yeah, it kind of sucked having to not being able to stream yesterday. I wish I could say to you that we're going to do a much longer one today. That's probably unlikely. I've been wrestling with that Herald video, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. I really struggled making that video. It's done now, and it will come out soon. I think it's about 40 minutes long. Nothing too crazy, but I kept just like, I don't know, messing up badly. Something's going wrong, man. Really wrong with that video. And it just felt like everything was conspiring to get against me. That it got really hot. I got proper hot flushed, and I just got really uncomfortable. The microphone has never, ever fallen off of the arm, and it fell off the arm during that. It's like the universe was telling me not to make the video, but it's coming. So, but I basically spent like all afternoon on the friggin' thing. I'm pretty excited about it. You know, Malik's that runs that movement speed and damage reduction shit. That's crazy, guys. I don't know if anyone's properly looked at that, but you get so much just like attribute augmentation and just you're so sticky, because you could just keep on anyone you friggin' well like. I'm really excited to see how it goes. I battled the universe and the potato one. Did you mean universe, or is that a different word? Is my neck better? A little bit, yeah. Thank you very much. A lot of people were very thoughtful and nice about my neck. I've barely talked about it, to be honest. Very barely. It's nothing dramatic has happened to me at all. People are, oh, you should go straight to the doctors. Oh, don't put it off. All this kind of stuff. Look, I'm sure you guys have pulled muscles before, right? You've just had a bizarre situation where you're just in a bit of pain. Like, I'm not going to go running off to the doctor within the first 48 hours when, you know, it's pretty livable and I'm pretty sure it will get better. And it is slowly getting better, so it's perfectly fine. I can really understand that. I very rarely talk about, like, real-life circumstance stuff, obviously. I can really understand that how people get addicted to that, though, and, like, start farming on the internet for sympathy and compliments and, you know, just all that goodwill. Because, yeah, you guys proper bum me with it. It's very nice and thoughtful of everyone, but don't worry, I'll be fine. Yeah, it's getting better. If people missed it, the story was literally, I was in bed, reading my laptop, possibly looking at the next Le Guin update, possibly watching the Pokemon Marathon, most likely watching the Pokemon Marathon. I found an amazing blog post, by the way. Here, I'll plug something if you guys want. So I'm watching the Pokemon Marathon on Twitch, where they're going through the whole anime. It's currently on the Gen 1 stuff. I'm getting a warm and fuzzy nostalgia and interested in just it as a format of TV and how it's pacing and stuff. It's really kind of amazing to look back at and just see, like, how messed up so many things were. But basically, I found a blog post... not a blog post, a blog from what I can only describe as one of the nerdiest people I've ever, like, realized existing on the internet, right? A guy, it's a blog from a guy called Dogasu, which I think is the Japanese name of one of the Pokemon or something, right? But basically what this guy did is... He's an anime lover, all right, which is very strange to me. I don't like anime. I don't care for anime. I've never really understood anime much. I've watched a little bit of it. I have no strong feelings about it, right? But this guy, like, in the late 90s was, like, freaking out about anime and liked it. So when Pokemon came out, that Porygon episode happened, right, where there was a lot of strobing lights on this television series, and... something like 600 to 700 children across Japan reported seizure-like symptoms, which freaked everyone out. And then there was this whole big thing where there was the whole show went on hiatus for 4 months. Nobody knew if it was coming back. And it's just kind of amazing, all these details about it, about how like the Pokemon company pretends that the thing doesn't even exist. They went back and this was like episode 30 or something, 33. They went back and edited every single video, every single episode they'd ever made, and like there's just all this really, really wild stuff that happened. There were other Japanese shows that started getting accused of doing something similar, but they never fixed it or whatever. Anyway, there's a whole story I won't go into, but this guy learned about it when it was happening, so he was obviously adult enough and intelligent enough in the late 90s to pursue this as a thing, and he started watching the anime from that point, and he's like a mega geek. I honestly cannot describe how geeky and nerdy and like just ridiculous this dude is, but basically what he does is he writes a blog where he reviews every single episode of the Pokemon anime, but he's very fluent in Japanese, and he understands the Japanese culture and stuff very well. So what he does is he's a man after my own heart in many ways. He meticulously details every little version change from the United States localization from the Japanese one. And what can I say? It's interesting to read about all the little dialogue edits, all the digital paint that they slap over to hide Japanese characters and stuff. So there's like a ton of interesting trivia, and it's cool just to have like a voice. I'm sure there's many blogs and people that review those episodes. But as the Twitch marathon goes along, this guy has got, reviews for every single episode. And he's reasonably intelligent about stuff as well. He talks about how ridiculous it is that Ash gets his first 6 badges in the first, 30 episodes, and then we're wandering around for 40. There's no pacing. That his Charmander becomes Charizard over the space of 3 episodes. There's all these just little interesting things. It's just nice to read a little review as the Twitch marathon's going on, but also to see all of this trivia about how the episodes changed from their original version to what they became, and what kind of untranslatable jokes the company 4Kids had to figure out how to resolve, and just getting into the zeitgeist, the Pokemon culture and feeling as it was as the episodes were coming out. So it's that. But what's fascinating about it, okay, you're probably lukewarm about this whole goddamn anecdote I'm giving you. What's fascinating about this blog post, though, is what a geek the dude is. And he's not doing it ironically. He's not doing it to be funny. He is such a purist. And he gets so angry at the slightest little changes. He gets furious at everything 4Kids does. Almost every single blog he writes is dripping and oozing with sarcasm and malice and frustration. And how dare would they change this perfectly viable Japanese name to how dare they change this rice ball into a donut when it's clearly not a donut. Some of it you can appreciate and understand. But it's amazing to just read this guy it's brilliant. It's hilarious. It's the greatest blog I've ever read, just to see the mindset of these people and see how I skirt around that mindset myself in a lot of ways. Thoroughly recommended. And I was probably, to hook this into what I was actually supposed to be talking about, reading that while watching the Pokemon marathon when I woke up. So I went to bed. There's a link in chat if you guys want to see it. It's Dagasu at Bulba Garden, and he's got a review for every single episode. So I was in bed, was reading this thing or watching the anime. I don't know for sure, but that was likely what I was doing. And I finished, and I was ready to get up for the day. I'd maybe spent 20 to 40 minutes on the show or whatever. I got up as I closed the laptop and put it to the side to charge for the day. I looked to my right. That's all I did. I'd been laying on my back, propped up by a pillow, and I looked to the right. That was all I did. And when I looked to the right, just quite, I'm not trying to butter it up or whatever, quite overwhelming pain, I would describe it, shot up through my neck and basically incapacitated me. And I realized I must have been laying at a funny angle or done something weird, or when I next moved my neck, I jerked it too heavily. And, it was really painful. And, it was at the point that, it's still painful today, but it was at the point the day that I did it, that even looking down, I couldn't look down without real pain. I couldn't move my head to the right in any way really, or look down. So it was really, really tough to live, because you get a lot of muscle memory for I want to turn the fan on my right. Well, I'll just look to the right and do it. But if you forget for a second that you've got this thing, you're going to do what's natural to you, and it's just very, very, very painful. And then you'd be, like, just crippled for a little while. And using PCs is really tricky as well. I'm pretty good with a keyboard. I'm no amazing touch typist or anything. That's one thing I kind of want to get better at, make me a more efficient worker. But, you know, if you ever just, like, oh, I got to look down and see where the asterisk key is, am I actually pressing it at the right time? You do that if you don't use purely your eyeballs and, you know, your abdomen to sort of tilt your whole body forward. If you try to use your neck, you just fucked yourself up for another 5 minutes. So it's kind of a horrible day, really. But it is getting better. And that's it. That's the whole story with my neck. It's nothing crazy. It just happened. It's probably done more psychological damage that I've realised I'm becoming an old man that will just have these things happen as my body withers and fails and we all spiral ultimately to entropy. Enjoy, guys. I'll be back in a minute with some coffee. I'll see you in a second. And thanks very much for the support. Alrighty then. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. Got a bit of a situation here in that we've got 2 games up at once. So let's just see what one the universe actually tries to show us first, shall we? Not that one. Where's Guild Wars 1 there? Audio could be a bit of a mess. We'll see. So yeah, let's go in game. Let's see which one it picks. Okay, it picked Guild Wars 1. Don't worry about the frame rate there. That's just because it's all tabbed. Okay, cool. So we're just very quickly in Guild Wars 2 because we have to find time to do this. The Spud 2 people have been really busy, and someone just said in chat that 2 major upgrades are available that will affect the way that the hall looks, which is super exciting. So we can pick possibly I always mess this up. I always think it's at the north of the desert, and it's not. Possibly... Well, hold on. Let me see. Let me scroll up. What did they say? Okay, we're capped on Ethereum. We can do major visual marketplace and war room upgrades. So it's not choosing between them. We can do them both, which is kind of exciting. So I wanted to document every one of these changes on the streams as we've done them. And so this will be a really nice big one. If you guys want to get here in game, I'll give you a couple of minutes to do so. I'm going to start off probably at the marketplace, right? Which I'm still terrible. Wait. Did they say it's the war room and the marketplace? Well, that's the tavern. Workshop. Well, the marketplace is just in the center, right? Okay, so we'll do the marketplace first. And then, yeah, we'll get into Guild Wars 1 quite rapidly. I know we've been live for a while already, so I don't want to wait too much time. But let's see what we got here. Hello. I'm going to put the dialogue volume back on as well. Turn that off in the Herald video because otherwise they'd keep talking over me. So, yeah, we got the treasure trove. So we can just do we can skip straight up to this, which is what I assume they want us to do. So this is going to cost us... We're going to complete the restoration of the market. We're going to get... we're going to spend some bags, some boxes, some packs, 40 Mystic Crystals, 200 Ecto, 10 TPs, 150 hardened leather squares, 10 ancient wood planks, Auric dust, 5k Ethereum, and some favor. I'll click approve in a second. Just going to quickly look at chat while I was away. Did you ever see the Pokemon merchandising manual that had rules about what they're not allowed to show, making food ambiguous, etc.? No, I didn't. That sounds really interesting. Ash is a fraud. He earned so few of his badges legitimately. I know. That's been one of the interesting things on the rewatch to see. That whole pity badge joke that people are making. I gotta say, guys, I'm becoming increasingly a grumpier and grumpy old man. I cannot stand the way that people act in that chat. It's so bad. I know I'm supposed to just look at it and be relaxed about it and chill out and just have a bit of fun and smile. But God, I'm such a judgmental dick. I honestly, I loathe it. I just look at all these presumably little boys and little girls who just have to repeat one another over and over and over again. And, like, I think they're funny and get endless entertainment out of it. It's mind-blowing to me. And I know I'm such a Grinch, but it's bad. Sometimes there's flashes of the old laid-back me that's still under there somewhere where I can just chill and I'm like, yeah, just let people have fun. But a lot of the rest of the time I'm being such a miserly judge. God, I hate that Twitch chat. I hate it. Grow up! Grow up, you stupid children! Get off the internet! Alright, so let's see. Scrolling down. You used to get those kinds of neck pains often. Oh, don't tell me you get them often. I'm assuming this is a one-off, and I won't get it again until I'm like 50 or something, alright? One-off. You've hurt your neck before the same way, literally just your brain dead turning your head and it's so painful and annoying. Yeah, well, I think it was just a bit...
Bug shells would fetch a high price in Ascalon.
Yeah, it was just me sitting in a weird way, that's all. Yes, we are still in camp, though. We will be doing that. The music's the best part of Factions. You hope that McLean can give you that same kind of... Well, they announced on the 6th anniversary livestream that Lena is back now as well, so he's not on his own, which I think is great. I was really worried because I really do think that the guy is very, very talented, and I was worried about, you know, the kind of crunch that someone must feel and face being a solo artist like that for so much stuff. So it's great to see that he's got a companion there, and I'm hoping that they don't get burnt out and we can keep some really good, talented musical work in the game for a long time. I think what Jeremy did with Factions is some of Jeremy's best work ever, and the only reason I say that is because so much of his shit is samey, but when it came to Factions, it was really distinct, very different in how he did it all. It's very ambient and beautiful, as I've mentioned in many of these episodes of this series. So I don't know whether that means McLean's got a job out ahead of him to get through all of that. Yes, the Kurzik's one, we already voted on that. That was last weekend. Jules says, I struck out with this beautiful woman last night. We were hitting it off, and I decided to say, as a joke, how do you spell your name? Okay, how do you spell your number? And she did not think it was funny. Oof. Dude, is that just like a... Is that a copy paste? Did that really happen? If it did, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. That sucks, dude. But I will note that crappy pickup lines tend to not work in the real world. You might have thrown the line at her too quickly. If you literally just walked up to someone and done that, then yeah, I gotta get that. Oh, man. Imagine if you'd been in some long conversation, though, and then finally you do that, and she's just offended. Okay, anyway, my heart goes out to you. You'll notice I'm a lot less sympathetic to your striking out than people were to my random neck thing.
Don't worry.
You assume there's some old school Halo fans? Did you see Marty O'Donnell released a bunch of behind the scenes Halo 2 videos? What? Really? Dude, Atrophy, can you link to that? I'm well up for that. I'm an old Marty fan from the old days. Darg says he's watching from bed because he can't bother to drag their ass out. They're so tired. Well, you got to get up, Darg. These streams are about getting you up and getting your sleep schedule sorted. So, you know what? Moosh. Get up. It will only get worse. I am your alarm, and you must adhere. It'll be interesting to see the story of Season 4 will transition. Oh, God, yeah, we got so much to talk about, guys. I haven't even talked about the Season 4 to Season 5 announcement. I mean, what a big thing that is. That's crazy. WP, did you forget you were streaming? No? What do you mean? You agree McLean will pick up and choose a few tracks from Cantha. Some might be added as is to the game. Yeah, I mean, they've always had a long history of taking the old tracks and just dumping them wholesale in. I'd love to see some new versions and some new takes, obviously, some fresh takes on it. Why don't I start the stream with a 5-minute loading screen? I've talked about that a few times, Zach. I should be, really. Mostly, if I'm talking before the screen, it's crap that I don't really think should be relevant. People don't want to hear me talking about Pokemon, right? So I'll talk about Pokemon at the random-ass bit right at the start when no one's around. That's the point. If I'm talking about stuff pre-stream, sometimes I mess up, though, and I end up talking about very cool things before the stream, and I do apologize for that. Pokemon is no place for kids. That's the thing, though. If you're watching those streams, here's the gross truth, right? If you're watching those, you're going to be early 20s at least, right? You're going to be early 20s, mid-20s, even approaching 30s, right? If you were a fan of that original stuff and you're nostalgic about the original stuff. If you're a genuine little kid watching Sun and Moon and whatever, there's probably not going to be so much thrill there for you. So it's actually not just that they're little... I think that's what irritates me even more. A lot of them are adults that just have... I mean, I'm not going to judge. Listen, people can have fun however they want to have fun, all right? It's fine. If you're a 26-year-old man in that Twitch chat, and every time Muck appears on screen, you have to type in all caps, "What's Muck spelled backwards? What's Muck spelled backwards?" Again and again and again. I mean, I'm just glad that you're not in my life. That's all I'm going to say. But go, you do you. It's fine. Mate, you can relieve neck pain like that pretty easy. Just search online for the towel method, and you'll be able to turn your head a lot more. It gets better on its own. I was recommended that. I guess I should look at it. I mean, it's the first and only time it's happened in my life. Maybe for the next couple of days I should look at that, though. So thank you. Lena will likely do more work for ArenaNet as they're ecstatic for her return and every now and then as freelance. But I look forward to more of Stan, Brendan, and Wilbert stuff in the future. They cut out the Mount music themes. Really? Why would they do that? That's a shame. Yeah, I haven't done the emote thing yet. All right, there you go. I'm caught up now. I'm caught up. Okay. All right, here we go. The upgrades. Oh, look, we got someone sitting in the chair next to us as well. Woo!
Finished at last. Money for me, merchandise for the guild. Then a little more money for me, a little more merchandise for the guild. And then, when I retire, I buy a sweet little vacation house in Garenhof, right by the lake. We're going to have a beautiful future, my friend. A beautiful future.
Congrats, NA Spud. You guys must feel pretty good about that. That's awesome. We get the Garenhof line there again as well. Beautiful. That is so cool. You get some really radical building improvements in this one. Jesus Christ. Look at that. We get the little birdies. We get a little cat. Maybe they were here already. Oh, man. Look at that. Very, very, very nice. Swish a dish. There you go. And now the map's closing and spinning up a new one. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. Is it 2, though? I think it was actually 2 upgrades. I'm going to go into the new instance because I don't know whether we can proc things. But the other one is the war room, if I remember rightly. So I get so confused by this hall. Scribing workshop. This is the arena. So where's the war room? Who's the war room dude? Totally different area, maybe? Anyone want to lead me to it? I'm guessing it'll be 5k per upgrade. And then we can get into Guild Wars 1, guys. Don't you worry. You do a guild upgrade super edit, but you haven't the faintest ideas which stream have upgrades. I mean, yeah, that would be a real challenge to do that. That would be a lot of marathoning. You'd need a whole way of getting through the videos and seeing stuff. Oh, speaking of which, I saw that there was a Sony Vegas friggin' new version, and they finally added some better ways for cropping and stuff. I'm actually kind of interested, but they're so expensive to do those upgrades. So I don't know. I might finally move on from Pro 14, though. Going from Pro 14 all the way up to 17, I think they're at now. Might be nice. Assembly device, that's fine, but not what I'm looking for. The war room's not over there. Oh, the war room is literally just this random thing here in the middle. Really? Okay. All right, I see the proprietor. Yeah, that guy will totally get abducted while living in Garenhof. I can absolutely see that. Right. War room, proprietor.
Be relentless.
At ease, soldier. What's on your minds?
Hello there, youngster.
I don't see a big upgrade here. Oh, I do. Wow, we can skip all the way forward. I've never seen this. I've never played it like this either. I've never played it just skipping forwards. But people are going to want to see this. So, Ethereum, 5,000. Another 500 favor. 10 spirit wood planks. 10 dragonite ingots. 200 globs of ectoplasm. 1,000 mithril. 1,000 elderwood planks. 30 badges of tributes. We needed the first restoration to be done. And now we're going to complete the restoration of our war room. You ready, guys? I really want to have the balls to skip one of these cutscenes and just walk around in engine as it upgrades, but whatever. Here we go. Oh. I think I messed up there a little bit. Oh, no, there you go. It's going. Oh, because it's flying.
Finally finished. It's a weight off my mind to see this place complete. New tactics, guild badges, soldiers, crafting. This will give the guild a fighting chance. I wish I could go out and fight, but those days are over for me. I'm content to stay in the war room and help where I can. Anytime you need me, I'll be here.
It's such a weird interaction. Every year that goes by with this game, this becomes a weirder and weirder interaction with World versus World. I wonder if they'll redefine the whole war room interactions with the Alliance system. I know they haven't talked about it, and I know it seems like they are just a couple of people in a room being asked to do a mountain of work as it is. But it'd be really interesting to see how alliances can key back into this stuff. It could be really good for games and communities, the game and its communities overall. Beautiful, though. That's awesome. So we TP it up. Wow. What? Oh, this is awesome. Holy crap. They really put their work in. Look at this. I like how they put the globe here as well, which was once upon a time such an expensive decoration. Holy Jesus. I had no idea that this was the extent they were doing things. Damn. That's truly beautiful. Very, 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 very cool. Oh, look. Someone's put super clouds up there as well. But that would have been predating this room being built, so I wonder. That's excellent. I'm really excited to see what they do with the next expansions once given this. The war room must be the most dramatic room that they built then. Jules says, I skipped the cutscene and I was just watching small plumes of sand blocked by the flying part from the ground. Ha! Oh, so you didn't look up. That's a shame, man. That's a shame. I still, every time we proc an upgrade, I'm reminded of how cool it would have been if there was no cutscene and the building took like 20 minutes or so and you just saw it in engine slowly building its way up. That'd be so good. So social and awesome. That's very, very, very cool. There you go, Spuds, too. I'm really happy we got in there. Thank you to whoever it was that reminded me at the start of this stream. Can I glide down? Probably, yeah. We'd have to spring her over the fence and then... Or decorate our way out over the fence. And then, yeah. I still need to make a good-looking Beast Slayer set. Every time I get on the glider on this character, I'm like, I want... Because I love the Beast Slayer skins and everything. I want to create like a brown, like leathery, like Monster Hunter style character. Oh, I beat that game as well last night. Got to Tempered, so yay for that. Right, okay, so there you go. Dan says, I'm a main world versus world player and I've not been in this room since mid-Hearthlands. I mean, yeah, it's terrible. It's literally like one player goes and exchanges one currency for another. And it's just, oh, I don't know. What resources do they have to fully realize the dreams that the game could once have blah, 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 blah. All right, there you go, guys. Logging out. We're going back to Guild Wars 1 now. And the Echo Vowed Forest. And we're going to see how that goes. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I was going to talk about. Or someone had asked me. Let me scroll up very, very briefly. What's Ekin spelt backwards? It's snake, man. Whoa! And Arbok is Cobra. Are you comfortable talking about where you see Guild Wars 2 in 2019? For example, would we see an expansion by then? What do you mean comfortable? What? Why wouldn't I be comfortable? Do you mean, do I feel like I would give you an accurate impression? Is that your question? I guess we would be in Season 5 in 2019, right? If not the entire... probably, I would guess around March, April would be Season 5 at least having started at that point. And, yeah, I think we would just see them going from there. I don't think anymore that there'll be an expansion next year. I did think that prior to this week. I thought there'd be an expansion. But I reckon we might be looking at a 2020 expansion. The devs just need to do a lot to... I mean, this could easily become... The entire stream could be this discussion, which I don't want it to be. But the devs, really, their main challenge now is convincing people that Living World is every bit as cool as expansions are. That's their main challenge. That's everything they have to accomplish. And I wonder how we feel they'll do with that, I suppose. Right, let me scroll back down in chat. You can't imagine me ever being uncomfortable talking about Guild Wars 2? Yeah, I don't know what that would be. What would I be uncomfortable talking about? Oh, somebody said, did you know you have a wiki page? Do I have a wiki page? Really? What, on the Guild Wars 2 wiki? I know once upon a time someone made a user page that was fake and was kind of funny. I don't know. I'm not really a part of the game, so I don't think I should have a page by all rights. Yeah, I don't have a page. I'm referenced on the ArenaNet Partner Program page, which I think is fine. I'm referenced on the Maguma Burl page, which I think is fine. And I'm mentioned on the synopsis of one of the old Ready Up shows they did, where they did the PvP show match thing, where I went on with Bogger. Matt was there, amongst other actual PvPers. I think he'd be uncomfortable talking about his gem spending. No, I talk about my gem spending all the time. I spent a few more gems this week because I wanted some of those, what are they called? Statuettes for outfits which have appeared, but generally I don't need to spend many gems in the game. Right, okay, so what we got here? A lot of people. Oh, we have the dev is here. The dev made it. Congratulations. And did he pick Kurzik? I guess we will, we'll pick the dev. And then I'll invite him. In fact, it seems so derivative to just call it, you're the dev. Oh, that's awesome. He's waving. Okay, cool. I like how he's in super classic, like, beginner world versus world warrior armor. This is like the warrior armor set. When I think of Guild Wars and warriors, this is what I think of. This is what comes to my mind. This is what everyone used to wear. Pick my boy, send serial experiments. Okay. All right. Literally your boy? Your child? Yeah? Okay. You missed one episode and we're in some crazy looking mansion ruins thing. Yeah? Oh, you think we're in a mansion? I mean, it's cool, isn't it? Look at the candelabra. Look at this. This is what Guild Wars 2 needs to do, right? It needs to find ways to make this weird-ass idea of a candelabra hanging down from, like, a canopy of petrified tree branches a mile above us natural and actually work. Okay, so who else should I pick? Doomfire's wanted to join for a long time and hasn't been able to. Movie Critic is a new name I don't recognize. Arendra Nanashi, I'm not sure I recognize. Danny Neck we can pick up. And I'll go Smitsky. Who after this time that I've picked Smitsky instead of bacon and potato, I no longer feel like Smitsky is like the outsider. I'm going to put the game audio on now for you guys as well, sorry. So there you go. Bacon and potatoes has priority next time. Right. Cool. Okay, so where are we? Well, the point was to get 10,000 Kurzik faction. We're already at 6.2. But with 10,000, we can prove that we care about these people. And they will allow us deeper into their realms and their territories. So to get that, we can go out into the world and kill things under the influence of bounties. We can do the Ultram Ruins challenge mission a little more if we choose. We could go do the PvP formats for Aspenwood and Jade Quarry. What I think I'd like to do is not necessarily do for Aspenwood and Jade Quarry today. We might do some, but at least get to them, and we'll slaughter our way there with the bounties available, which should mean that we get to the 10k while we're at it. So what we're going to do is fight, and then there's side quests and things as well. What we're going to do is follow the primary quests, Jade Quarry and for Aspenwood, which we can grab from Count Zuheltzer up here. You'll remember that on the previous episode, we saw the Cavalon versions of these, which takes us to the same area on the front line, except, you know, the side we're on is different. So, defend Fort Aspenwood. If you really wish to help the great houses, but then travel to Fort Aspenwood. Master Architect Gunther is building a secret weapon there, known as the Gods' Vengeance. Despite our best efforts to keep the knowledge of this weapon from our enemy, it appears the Luxons have discovered our plans. Word has reached us that one of their great Leviathans was sighted traveling to Fort Aspenwood with the intent of destroying Gunther's weapon. Please head to FA immediately. I mean, a Guild Wars 2 expansion doing that, FA is awesome. Just to be clear, it's an asymmetrical assault-oriented game type, and it's very, very cool. The Jade Quarry. As you know, we Kurziks make many of our fine instruments, sculptures, and weapons from jade mined from the Jade Sea. This wouldn't be such a problem if not for those barbaric Luxons. They haven't... there's an interesting thing here in this dialogue. We tend to, as consumers of this product, pair the Kurziks with the Echo Valforis and the Luxons with the Jade Sea. And certainly in many ways in the lore they are paired too. But it's interesting that that's not explicitly so. It's more... oh, what's the word? What's the word for, like, apparently? I love that word. Anyway, God, that's going to totally annoy me now. But basically, yeah, the idea that they're not... The Kurziks don't care about going into the Jade. They consider that their right to mine from and to travel around and whatever, and vice versa too. And it's kind of cool you get that a little bit. Anyway. Ostensibly, that's the word. Ostensibly so. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. All right. Okay. So let's go head on out. I hope everybody's got their quests. And we'll head first to FA and then to Jade Quarry afterwards. One of the PvP formats is asymmetrical and Kurzik themed, which is the fort. The other is symmetrical and Jade themed, that being the Jade Quarry. There you go. Darg, you got it. I respect that you got it. We'll change our build as well in a minute, but it's taken us so long to even get out. We've been ranting about Pokemon and stuff for far too long. So it's really important, guys. Speak to the Supply Master first. Oh, no, he's a quest guy. I guess we can do this anyway. Humph. Another outsider who wants our help, eh? Well, if you want help from the Kurziks, you'd better be prepared to help us in return. The Luxons think they can outlast us, but we have enough supplies to last for years to come. Our problem is getting the supplies to those that need them. The troops on the front lines. Those Luxon cowards keep attacking our supply caravans, and I can't spare the guards to fend them off. We need another way to get the supplies to the front, and I'd say you fit the bill. Deliver these supplies to Quartermaster Macau, and then we'll talk about what we can help offer you in return. This is a beautiful quest, just Guild Wars 1 translation into Guild Wars 2. What are you looking at here, guys? A fucking bread and butter mainstay of the sequel. This is a dynamic event. This is an escort. 100,000 times in Guild Wars 2 will you find this setup. It's literally join the map, a Doliak is walking through, we're going to help the Supply Master. But here you see it implemented as a traditional quest, and you can see how you get a bit more body of weight on the dialogue there than maybe you'd get elsewhere. So much more simple for the devs to implement, right? They just slap some text for it, and then that's it. In a dynamic event, they've got to constantly have the NPC stop, and then say something out loud, and then move forward again, and then say something else out loud, and... Anyway, this merchant? Nope, it's not you. It's the priest, I think. I think it's the priest I want to speak to. Man, that's so cool seeing a freaking dev tag out here. I'm the caretaker of this shrine. What is your business, my child? I have been known to perform the blessing of the Kurziks. Okay, thank you. What's the god as well? Can we kneel? Or is favor of the gods not available? It looks like the statue has collapsed. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, Avatar of Dwayne, air magic, monk. Plus 10 armor, that's fine. That sounds kind of lame, but in Guild Wars 1, 10 armor's it's all right. And a bit of health regen, fine. I'll pick those up. Let's go, I guess. This place is so iconic and memorable to me as well, by the way. Oh, I can't even begin. Like, just the look of coming out here, that feeling of you're properly deep in the forest now. You notice there's a lot of green mixed in as well. Oh, we gotta actually collect the supplies, do we? No, I've already got some supplies, so I'm all right. Someone else dropped them. Everybody's just held in these held items. All right, let's get going. And let's not be scared to kill things as we go as well. It's okay for me to hold a held item like this because so much of my damage is on my spirits doing their attacks. Oh, shit, yeah, explosive growth. Right. And what were we doing for energy management? Shouldn't I have the signet on me, maybe? Oh, Fort Aspenwood is today's Z quest, is it? Oh, I might do that then. So Z quests are a bit like Guild Wars 1's dailies. If you guys want a crude comparison, they'll rotate very frequently and they encourage you to do a specific bit of content. So in theory, actual Guild Wars 1 players will be there. Other people enjoying the 2018 updates. Other people, you know, getting Hall of Monuments progress. So that'll be kind of awesome. I'd just like to brag here as well. I remember to drink my coffee before it got super cold on today's stream. Yeah, let's actually use it. Oh, I cancel cast it. Christ's sake. We got good support here. I'm not feeling like I'm getting hurt at all. I like how everybody's dropping the supplies, doing the fight, and then picking them up again. This might seem kind of frustrating to deal with, but I actually reckon the flow of drop it, do your fight, pick it back up, that might actually be enough just to be sort of an interesting little... I don't know. Where the line is from that being a frustrating aspect of the game to actually fun, I don't really know where that is. The idea of a mansion covered by a canopy instead of a roof reminds me of that one hero challenge in VB, that old church thing buried in the roots. Was that Kurzik architecture a reference or totally irrelevant? It definitely won't have been an explicit reference to the Kurziks. You know, a lot of the Guild Wars 2 does very well to reference Guild Wars 1 in a ton of areas, but a lot of the Canthan stuff is like very, very limited. I've said this on a recent stream, I think. And I guess I'll pose this as a question to you, chat. I want you guys to type your answers to this. What do you think the most obscure stuff is? Well, yeah, just list out something you think is really obscure, but not. Wait, how do I couch this question? What once upon a time large aspect of Guild Wars as a franchise is now quite obscure? What is the top of that list? If you had a top 10, once upon a time was a big thing, now is obscure. What would be on your top 10 list? Now, if you think about that for a second, and I indeed do that as I speak, think about what your answer to that would be. I reckon a lot of that top 10 would be faction stuff. A huge amount of it. The number one on my list, and again, I've said this on a recent stream, is the Jade Brotherhood, I think. The Jade Brotherhood, if you think of in terms of Guild Wars 2 references and stuff, when are the Jade Brotherhood ever mentioned? Picture yourself for a second. Fancy someone who's never played Guild Wars 1 or cared about it, but they're reasonably into the Guild Wars 2 story. You mentioned the Jade Brotherhood to them. Why would they know anything about the Jade Brotherhood? That's more obscure and weird than so much stuff now. Because, like, there's just no reference to it. Guild Wars 2 core is pretty good at referencing stuff, but for most Canthan things, it's kind of dead. You might find maybe one reference to the Jade Brotherhood on some random ambient dialogue somewhere in Divinity's Reach. Maybe there's an item. Maybe one of the ascended pieces of gear was a Jade Brotherhood pendant or something. But beyond that, you're not going to find much. These guys are tanky as all hell. We're going to kill this Guardian, really. Let me get Wanderlust up, and hopefully what Wanderlust can do is knock it down. Good, we got a Meteor Shower as well. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, we're a super tanky group here, by the way. Very, very sustainy, very low kill times. Am I using Umod today? Oh, I am. Good point, dude. Let's put a skin on. I had Umod set up perfectly yesterday as well, and then we couldn't even stream because of the thing. Let's put Dark Glass on. I think I was using Blackness before. Let's run IGMM again as well, even though probably, and then high-res skill icons as well. Probably we won't be doing a personal, a story quest today. A campaign mission. Someone said GVG. No, GVG isn't... I mean, you're talking features, right? Which is not really what I was trying to talk about. Maybe you've got a point as far as GVG is concerned. But I think there's a lot more other obscure features that would be higher than that if we included that. Like the Halloween minigame thing you got to play with where Gumdrops the Invisible Pony was first announced. Like, how many people remember that or know about that? What about when MOBAs were getting big? So some of the ArenaNet devs tried their hands at making a MOBA. And I'm not talking about Stronghold. I'm talking about way back in Guild Wars 1, some of the last years, they did a Winter's Day update where basically they added a MOBA to just a random Prophecies map outside Anvil Rock. And just saw how it worked in Guild Wars 2. And so you could farm that in Winter's Day. I've got some videos on that if you guys want to watch. You know, those are obscure-ass features, let's be honest. Nobody's asking for that game type. The guy dude from Nightfall? The guy dude from Nightfall. I'll tell you who is quite forgotten, unfortunately, and I regret that Path of Fire hasn't touched on enough. Kayet. In a lot of ways, Kayet is a lot more of a villain and interesting antagonist than Varesh Ossa ever was. But, I mean, how little does Path of Fire even talk about Varesh? So, if Alliances doesn't count as GVG, then what is it that people are wanting? People don't get me ranting about this. It's very, very difficult to talk about the GVG thing because there's actually like 3 different types of people talking about 3 different things when they're asking for GVGs. There are Guild Wars 1 purists that want a game type that is reminiscent of Guild Wars 1 GVGs, who are mistaken that that will ever happen because the games are too different. A lot of what made Guild Wars 1 GVGs feel fun, and for the reasons that they felt fun, don't exist in the sequel anyway because of so many philosophy shifts. Some for the worse, some for the better. So those people cannot be pleased. Those people also will 9 times out of 10 have nostalgia goggle issues. So that's one side. There's another side of people who want GVGs who are current World versus World players who get immense satisfaction out of slamming large Zergs into one another. One of the most... which I will not be judgmental of. I guess that's fun. Fine. And watching for Spellbreaker bubbles being dropped. I would argue, by the way, with that, to be serious about it for a second, It probably is fun. I get why it's fun to improve and to have a large group of people and to work together. But that's what's fun. It's about the idea of improving and tackling challenges and knowing that you can improve, and it's scrimming and it's all of that stuff. It's the competitive stuff that's fun, not the actual gameplay that's inherent to slamming Zergs into one another. All of that shit's like, whatever, right? I get why people do it, but they probably don't realize that they could have that exact same sense of enjoyment from a million other things. But, there's those, and then there is, I can't remember. This whole rant started. There's basically another kind of people who were asking for cheap. What was the question that prompted me to say it? Oh, if alliances don't count as GVGs, then what is it that people are wanting? I guess alliances to me sounds like GVG. Well, yeah, those would be people who don't view GVG as just slamming Zergs into one another, but do want something a bit more layered as a part of a full gameplay, realm versus realm people and fans. But would you really call that GVG? I don't know. I guess, yeah, really, because, you know, the alliance is made up of guilds, right? So, and that's the one of the three audiences that I think might get something nice out of world versus world development going far enough forwards, hopefully. But I don't know. You guys really shouldn't ask me about big Guild Wars 2 topics, because it means that during our Guild Wars 1 streams, we're only ever talking about the sequel. Sorry, I wasn't attacking or anything there. I was drinking. Kind of limited in what I do anyway. We're holding this, so it's kind of cool to just spam the spirits up. I'm curious now, did the Ampha get any references? Just wondering why you picked Jade Brotherhood. Yeah, to me, I don't know. I feel like the Ampha have been referenced a little bit more, and we're a bit more like... I don't know. Oh, a Kurzik key. Hell yeah. I'll open a Kurzik chest. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe the Ampha are just as obscure. To me, they sort of somehow feel like they're not, but I don't have any real good reason for that. So maybe, yeah, dismiss that. Maybe both the Ampha and Jade Brotherhood. Rurik didn't need to die in the Shiver Peaks. Wait, what makes you say that? Dagnar owned him, man. Look, you can't argue with history. That's a beautiful meteor shower right there. Look at that. Oh, God. Why didn't you guys pick Ellie? Why didn't you pick Ellie, guys? We could have stacked a billion Ellies and just blown everything up. Okay, so we've got, like, multiple quests going on at once now. So we've got Luxon Raiders who are spawning in and doing things at the same time as other things. Oh, that's just a Spirit of Brambles. We don't need to worry about that. There you go. Diakana voted for it. They said in the anniversary scene that there's some interesting dialogue and lore in the upcoming raid. I wonder what the setting and the plot of it will be. Yeah, I wonder whether the next raid will swing more Bastion style or more Hall of Chains style. Obviously, I have a preference. I hope it's still more in the Underworld too, absolutely. GVGers will never be satisfied with what they put into Guild Wars 2. I mean, I like the other argument, though, to GVGers' credit, that they literally just want a big circle to attack each other in. If that's what you want, then just give it to them. But, I mean, the idea that there'll be Golden Child, that there'll be first point of support and mind, that's not going to happen, right? No, why would anyone focus their attention on such a mediocre aspect of the game? You want to play Guild Wars 1 with your girlfriend that never played it? Which campaign should we start? Nightfall for Heroes or Prophecies for Story? That comes up all the time in my streams. And I have one answer that I'm very unlikely to change my mind on. I think maybe in the future I will. But I think you should start with Prophecies. Prophecies is a really good RPG. And it will ease you into the game. When I say it's... like mechanically and leveling and skills and being introduced slowly to features and pace of exploration, all of that, Prophecies is really good at least early on, all the way up till when you hit Lion's Arch, at which point the game kind of opens up. It's just really good. It's an excellent starting point. It will teach you about if you start with Nightfall, it will slam you into too much too quick. Too many heroes, too much customization opens too fast, too many different mechanics and things are overlapping. Start with Prophecies and let the devs slowly layer things on for you, and I think you have a really good experience. People really look very fondly back on pre-searing. And nearly always when people are saying, oh, pre-searing was the best, they're all talking about how it looked. Oh, it was so green and pretty. But let me tell you, pre-searing doesn't look that good. Not even compared to other Guild Wars 1 locales did it look that good. What pre-searing did well is it felt really nice. It felt really good to explore. It felt like a real area. It has that wide-eyed early MMO kind of taste to it. And it's not because of the graphics of pre-searing or even just the setting. It's because those early areas of prophecies are a really good RPG. And pre-searing is like the most pure like version of it you can get. I'm convinced by that. So yeah, do yourself a favor and start off in pre. Start off with prophecies and play through that. Why stack Ellies when you can stack monks who chain Ray of Judgment? Oh, I do miss those days to an extent. I mean, that would be kind of fun as well. Just billions of Rays of Judgment. I'd be game to see it. Okay, so we're in multiple quests at once here. So let's just see. Kurzik supply lines does finish up here. Make sure you complete this quest before we go through the portal, guys. Because if we go through, you might be screwed out of the entire reward. It might ask you to go all the way back to the start. I don't know for sure. You've proven your worth, Outlander. We Kurziks are in your debt. So there you go. He has the supplies. Full Master Vasha. Good timing. Look at how cool she looks. Man, she looks awesome. No doubt the gods had a hand in your arrival. She looks a bit like Sylvari before they reworked the whole idea of what Sylvari would look like pre-launch. No doubt the gods had a hand in your arrival. Listen, Kurzik's scouts have been sighted in Ferndale. My scouts lost them, but they can't have gone far. We need help searching for the rest of Ferndale. If these Luxon scouts are able to reach their borders and report their findings, I'm afraid we'll face an imminent attack. Okay. Well, so that's fine. Ferndale is up north. We're in Ferndale. But which is this? That's the Luckgardis Conservatory. That's an outpost. Should we refresh all the mobs on the map by unlocking the Luckgardis Conservatory? Or should we go back through and resume our trip to Fort Aspenwood, which is up in this corner? Let's go back through. So yeah, alright. Because we did the supply lines. So then we come up here. Look how big this map feels. Again, we can travel this in Guild Wars 2 in probably 60 seconds. A Griffin glide will be a matter of moments to do this entire adventure you've seen on the stream so far. I don't know what reminded me of this, but will you go into the Eye of the North after we finish factions in case we get the Char Norn expansion next? Sorry, what you're asking me on the streams where we go back to Guild Wars 1 if I'm going to go to the Hall of Monuments? When I do Eye of the North playthrough, and if we do an Eye of the North playthrough, we would do the hall there. I wouldn't skip ahead. Here we go. So the Oni. I'm not sure if we've seen these in this series yet, have we? But these are one of the coolest elements of this entire setting. The Oni are like these badass, mysterious assassins that pop out of nowhere. You don't know why they do it, and they just kill people and then disappear. The description of them, I think, in An Empire Divided is amazing. In fact, let me go try and find it, because I can just control F the word Oni. And where they're coming from is revealed through the end game. So let's see. Reckoning, reckoning, reckoning. Premonition, ceremonial, agonize, ceremonial, summoning. Oh, it's not in here. I wonder if it's somewhere else then. Oni. Let's see on just the Oni specific page. Oh, here you go, from the manuscripts. Listen, listen. Shh, 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 shh. There are some who say that the demonic, savage Oni originate in the mists. Others from someplace even more distant, dark, and cut off from the world of sanity. They are killers from beyond, appearing from nowhere to butcher their victims. For what reason? No one knows. Whatever their purpose or origin, the Oni are among the most deadly things on two legs in Cantha. Ooh, and all over the entire expansion, here in the forest, in the Jade Sea, wherever. Oh god, I've been abandoned. It's creepy. I wonder where everybody is. They're over there. the Oni can appear and strike, and the question is why. And it's the Luxons, really, that find out the answer to that. But not from the realms of sanity, beyond even the mists. They're cool. Guild Wars 2 Oni. There's a lot of varieties of enemy that I'm just giddy to think of how they could re-implement. Not that they necessarily would re-implement Oni, depending on how they take the story. Yeah, Oni are real-world... Yeah, I mean, there's that overlap as well. Almost everything in Cantha has got some real-world namesake to it or whatever. Like the Kappa and so on. Luxon's #1, you mean? No, I meant if you do a Guild Wars Eye of the North playthrough to get lore and story on the far Shiver Peaks. Oh, you're just asking if I'll do a Gwen playthrough. Sorry. Oh, did I get confused? Read Gwen and think you said Hall of Monuments, in which case my brain is broken. I don't know. I'm not going to commit to that. I didn't commit to this when I did Nightfall. Just because we did Nightfall and now we're doing this, it doesn't mean that this has to be some big recurring stream thing. It depends how I feel about a lot of stuff, I guess, over time. But, I mean, I'm enjoying this. Just who knows. It'd be a really bad idea for me to tell everyone, oh, you can expect playthroughs on all of them. We'll just see how time goes. But if there is a big Norn expansion or something that reveals these areas, those areas of the world, I might do it. It kind of depends on ArenaNet in a lot of ways. Like, if we just see more Bitterfrost Frontier style updates. So let's talk a little bit about this. During the week, the devs announced something major that I've already done a video on, but some additional thoughts here on the stream. There is no expansion after Season 4. We're going into Season 5, which could mean the next expansion is really far away. There's a big question of why would they call it that? Why not just have a big Season 4? Why not just have Season 4 be like 13 episodes, 15 episodes, whatever? And so there's loads of different theories to that. One theory is that the style of the next season might not be committed to one location constantly, but we might flit around the world again like Season 3 was. Season 3 had us in Ore 1 second, the Fire Island Chain another, the Far Shiver Peaks another, blah, blah, blah. Now, if that all ends up true, you might find that we go to the Blood Legion homelands in Season 5. You guys will remember that they did, if you mind the updates to the map, it showed an update in the Cornan region, which is a place we eventually went. It showed an update in the Dajka region, which is where we eventually went. And there was a slight tweak in the Blood Legion homelands, if you guys remember. So, a big theory on my mind right now is, okay, Season 5 might be a totally new story in a different area of the world, or flit us around, and it might be up in the north. It might be Cogs of War, but Cogs of War isn't an expansion. It's a Living World season, which has got a whole slew of other things to talk about if we accept that as being what they're doing. But you know, if they do stuff like that, then it's like, oh, do we do an Eye of the North playthrough just because one Living World season is giving us one little area of Eye of the North that we could go to? You know, like, it's not gonna cleanly line up anymore. And I don't think that the devs have to have it cleanly line up for what it's worth. But for us, in terms of doing stream playthroughs, I don't know. You can't wait for a new Inquest city in the Flame Legion homeland? Are you serious? I actually don't want any more big Inquest labs and stuff. I kind of feel like it was really uninteresting where we went in the Sandswept Isles in the end. Because it was just, oh, there's an Inquest base. And I've seen this aesthetic before, and I've had this experience of dealing with Asura and Inquest before. Oh, well. Like, so I feel like I lost out a little bit there. I don't want to go... I mean, that's the main point. I know we're playing Guild Wars 1. I don't want to go into a big thing about this. But that's the main thing that concerns me about their whole plan. They have to convince people that Living World is as good as expansions. And the reason I'm not convinced that it's as good... I know they can do big features. The reason I'm not as convinced is because we don't get as many new assets. Look at Istan, look at Corner, look at the outposts and the environments we go to there. It's the same rehashed stuff we had in the Path of Fire maps. And to an extent, I know that there's going to be overlap like that, right? But they just don't feel distinct or different enough. It feels like they can't do enough that's new and dramatic. So that's the main thing for me. I'm much more excited about going to the Blood Legion homelands in an expansion than I am in a Living World episode, because I know if it's in an expansion, we're going to get a really beautiful version of it, you know? We're going to get, like... you guys played Amnoon. You know how amazing and vibrant and brilliant it was seeing all those pyramids and destructible, you know, explosions coming off of them and the airship flying in and the pristine new waters and all that gorgeous new shit. And it felt amazing and awesome because it was an expansion and they got all that time for it. I want to see the Blood Legion Homelands under that. I don't want to see the Blood Legion Homelands how Corner was given to us. Or even Istan. It's not just the Corner was an outlier or whatever. So that's what I struggle with. Oh, use my signet? Did we get an elite here? Here it is. Oh, here it is. We just killed a pretty important dredge, by the way. By the way, the dredge, the architects of the most ultimate spirit elite. By the way, also, we get a very rare situation here where we can use 2 really OP elites at once. This is it. This is like the main... This was a later update to the game where they added this. It's a signet. It costs 0 energy. Amazing quality of life on it. Only 1 second to cast. Only 30-second cooldown. Super accessible. Elite signet. Create 3 level 8 spirits. These spirits all do damage with their attacks and die after a full minute. This is the Signet of Spirits. It's amazing. Triple cast spirits. I mean, honestly, and because it's channeling and a Signet, it's super easy to, even if you're a warrior with very low energy access, you can bump up channeling to 12 points and you can summon spirits really easily. Combine this with Painful Bond. Almost every single class in the game has reasonable solo capacity because of being a spirit spammer on Ritualist secondary. We're primary, so we can even spawning power buff the hell out of it. But yeah, this is really the ultimate spirit spammer you're looking at now. Vampirism is a PvE skill. Painful Bond, lots of cheap spammy cast things, and we even get to use Wanderlust at the same time right now, which is super cool. And that's one of the big benefits of being Kurzik, by the way. The Luxons don't necessarily... I mean, right now, if I was planning Luxon, I could have come here anyway, because we're not through the hard gate yet. But yeah, there you go. That's it. Beautiful, guys. You led us here as well. Let's kill some stuff as well. I want to use Wanderlust and the Signet at once. I guess we'll go this way and then all the way up round like that. Sounds fine to me. Wow, yeah, really, really cool. And then also, Explosive Growth should triple proc. Should we see? So here's Explosive Growth, Signet. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. It's so stupid. And honestly, it is stupid. It's really imbalanced and ridiculous. We're going to get another ridiculous Writ skill as well that completely breaks the whole idea of what Writ is in a minute. Would Guild Wars 1 be worth buying nowadays? I think so, certainly. I think that there's an experience and a flavor of RPG that you cannot get anywhere else in gaming that Guild Wars 1 offers. And the Guild Wars 2 devs have turned their backs on many of the philosophies and ideas behind the gameplay of this game. But that doesn't mean it's completely bereft of value. I think there'll be a period of acclimation where you're like, oh god, this feels weird. Oh, click to move. Oh, I can't jump. Oh, there's that period. But once you get over that, that's the same of any old game. There's more than just nostalgia here. There is more than just nostalgia. So I think it's worth it. I just remembered I had a dream that you did a Norn playthrough of your LP on stream because you wanted to hide your Norn salt from your YouTube channel. Listen, I don't want to talk about the Norn on this stream, like, at all. But I will say, people seem to think I hate the Norn. I don't hate the Norn. I just think that how they were done in core, in many ways, is lacking. That's all. And it's because I love the Norn that frustrates me. If I genuinely didn't like the Norn, I wouldn't care that they didn't get a really, really good, what's the word? Representation in the sequel. So like when people are leaving comments saying, oh, I want Norn, I want Norn, I want Norn, you know, I don't hate those people because I get it, you know. I get why people want Norn. Yeah, you have far too many dreams about WP. There's no such thing as having too many dreams about WP. I love this combo here, this spike, this explosives grade spike. I just hope you won't use SOS during the whole playthrough. It's kind of boring. Oh, I agree. It is kind of boring. Don't worry. I'm not going to be using it the whole playthrough. We've been mixing up the builds tons. I don't know how many of the streams you've got. But yeah, it is not my ambition to use this constantly. This is the most turbocharged you'll ever see this. We're going to lose Wanderlust soon, so as soon as we lose that, I'm not sure what... I know what that would get replaced with. That will become Summon Spirits, which we'll talk about soon. And then that's like a... And then maybe you can sub in and out Explosive Growth for energy management. But then that's a pretty bog standard, pretty basic build to me. I mean, an extremely absurdly strong build, but basic in the sense it's just plop stuff down. I mean, look at all of our... Look at this now. Look at our minion panel. I do like doing it at the moment because the minion panel is new development, and it's... or it's had those quality of life updates that are new. So I kind of like that. Here we go. We should hit all 3 of them here. No, we didn't. So I do like it for that reason. This is hilarious. We're still killing stuff too quick, though. We need to be in, like, hard mode or something to just see the full value. But, yeah, the three that come out, one's called the Spirit of Hate. Look at that nuke! Look at that! Oh, you only just woke up in the wrong neighborhood. Or dredge, or whatever you were. If you're wondering why the dredge are here still, and you're like, what's this about a tunnel? Don't worry, that still hasn't been explained. Anger, hate, and suffering. But yeah, okay, scrolling back down. Do I like to use Armor of Unfeeling? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool in solo scenarios and stuff where you want to tank them up a bit, or when you're using stuff like I mean, yeah, Wanderlust loses health, right? But when you're using like Shelter and Union and whatever, and a lot of those binding rituals that lose health on activation, it's good. Don't come to this stream and suddenly believe that this is, you know, really, really, really well thought out or whatever. We're only likely to run this here, and then we'll just play something else. But mostly we're just doing things for fun. You don't have to use my builds here as like a role model kind of thing. Yeah, no, Costage. The idea of entering Cantha via Dredge Tunnel is literally my wet dream entrance to Cantha. The full dream of mine, okay, is you go to the tunnel and you ride along the tunnel like the Super Adventure Box raft sequence, except you're underground on a minecart or a large minecart kind of building, maybe some kind of large gondola or something, and you're moving through with like in a black dark passage with lights flashing by. And you know how in real life on a train you'll go into a tunnel and just all the lights will cut out, yeah? Imagine and then you come out of the tunnel and it's bright again. Imagine the reverse of that in the gameplay. So like it just suddenly it's mostly an illuminated tunnel, magically lit up, but every now and then the lights go out because you're going through a black spot, and it gets really dark suddenly, like Ravenheart gloom. And yeah, maybe that doesn't actually have any effect on the combat you're doing or whatever, but it's just really ambient as the lights flicker past you, and you're going and going and going, and because you're underground and it's moving really fast, you kind of don't get a sense for how many miles you're moving. And maybe you're doing fights on it, like how in Super Adventure Box we fight on the raft. Why can't we fight on this? We go through, and then the final thing is you erupt out into Cantha, and like there's some explosion and cave-in or something, so you're kind of dazed, and you're looking at the light, and you're like, oh god, what's happening? And as you open your eyes, you awake to see, standing over you, a Tengu who's like pushing like a snub-nosed rifle or something into your face, and like threatening you almost, and like curious about who you are and what you're doing there. And it's a Tengu with a rifle looking over you. And then a cut to black and the announcement of the Canthan expansion. That I've told that story many times, all right? But I don't care. I like that story. That's exactly what that's how you get to Canthan, my friends. That's how it goes. Yeah, a black mower, sweet. You need a special quest to capture it and do all this stuff, I think. Don't you, right? I can't even really remember. But yeah, it's a Holy Monument point if people want it. I'm not Ranger Secondary, so... Yeah, and then they announced Tengu will be play. You know how friggin' the MCU says Spider-Man will return, and you know Thanos will return and all that. It's ArenaNet do that, and at the end of the black screen, and say Tengu will be playable 2020. And then we're all really happy, and then we go to Reddit to whine about the fact that you know, we have to wait a year for the release. It'll be great. Come on. A Tengu gorilla then? Oh, I don't know the story. We'll work that backwards. Justify that later. That's not a problem. You just have that vision, that idea of what it is, and then you go from there. What if Canther is 100% Tengu, like how Or would have been 100% Shara if the Cataclysm didn't happen? I love how you said that. I take it you watched the most recent LP, Ben, right? Yeah, dude. I loved that dialogue there about the idea of the charge as having owned Or and that fight against Zaitan if he awakes. Check it out. It's a Dredge. You want to attack me? What voice did Dredge have? Oh, I guess Guild Wars 2 gives them the voices. You want to attack me, will you? I can't remember. What's their voices? It's like high-pitched, like, nerd voices. You want to attack me, will you? I do not mean you any harm. I just need someone to help. My people fight a great fight, underground war against the Stone Summit dwarves in the Shiver Peaks, far to the north, I think. But some of my clan decided to escape the only way we knew how, by digging a tunnel to the other side of the world. And now here we are, safe from the dwarves it seems, but these forests are strange to us. There are creatures that do not want to enslave us, no, but they want us dead. Humans called Kurziks, I think, tried to kill us for encroaching on their territory. Please help us, I beg you. Help me reach this Count Zulheltsa I have heard the humans mention. I think he is one of their leaders. If he knew of our plight, surely his people would not hunt us like animals. Look at that. The Dredge, well, look, they may be evil and have gone completely in the other direction in the sequel, but every single, you can understand how they became xenophobes, because every single interaction they have with the surface races, people are just trying to kill them and cut their heads off. Don't worry, I will please your cause to the Count for freedom. Think about that. Think about a Guild Wars 2 Cantha where the Kurziks have formed some, like, big alliance with the Dredge. The accent needs more squatting. Hell yeah! Alright, okay, so that's the Aspenwoods. 4 Aspenwood, that's what's throwing me off. It's 4 Aspenwood. That's the gate to 4 Aspenwood. And in we go. Ooh, this is going to be great, guys. Here we go. So, we just had to wipe that whole instance there, which means everything respawns. There's so many quests around. Do we get to see the entrance to the tunnel? No, we do not. I'll note as well, however, up in Prophecies areas, which we don't even have access to, way up north, even further north than Bitterfrost Frontier, there was found a hole by the Norn that was just like a bottomless pit. And that's another exciting idea of like one of these tunnels that you don't know where the bottom of it is. But yeah. Okay, so also some kind of implicit suggestion that Cantha is super far away on the other side of the globe. We obviously have a more concrete idea of that now since Guild Wars 2 and the Order of Whispers globe and stuff. There you go. Okay, the Aspenwood Gate. This fortress was designed by the famed Kurzik architect, Lord Stein Zuheltzer. I wonder if someone's got that character name in Guild Wars 2. More than 500 years ago. One of the few remaining structures of a true stone, which therefore dates from the time before the Jade Wind, Fort Aspenwood has long stood as a key strategic location along the Kurzik-Luxon border. The Kurziks have managed to hold the fort against Luxon encroachment for centuries, but this arrangement may not last forever. True stone. That's a cool idea as well, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. There's some real world building chops here. The idea, I never would have considered that. I never would have had the imagination to think of a society living in a stone forest that they would have found a distinction between stone that predates the wind and the stone that is all around them now, and that they would come to revere it in some way. I never would have thought, I don't have the imagination, the capacity to think of that, but I love it. Isn't it a cool idea? Interestingly, Ree and Jeff both said that Deljamor and Stone Summit Dwarves answered the call and all turned to stone. I wonder if the Stone Summit repented. Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting thing that Guild Wars 2 kind of glosses over in a lot of ways as well. I remember that being very widely spoken about. Right, what do we do? Do we want to go into Fort Aspenwood? This will split us away from our party. It's the daily, so we got to do it, guys. All right, we got to do it. So when we come through here, we're going to get split away from our party to Fort Aspenwood itself. And look at this. There's loads of players. So everyone's doing this because it's the Z quest. So here, look. Oh, what was that? Be right back 1 second, guys. Alright, I thought I had the door go, but it must have been something else. So yeah, if I come up to the Great Temple of Balthazar for a quick second, we can grab, which is kind of a hub area, we can grab the Zaitian combat? Yeah. Balthazar is currently watching over the Luxon and Kurzik forces in Fort Aspenwood. Join with one faction and win at least 3 battles before you return to Zenshu. So I can do that, and we get our Zaitian rewards for this. So back to Kaineng. It wants us to win 3 times. That's actually a bigger ask than I thought, but we can see how this goes. So, Fort Aspenwood. On the Kurzik side, hopefully we've got enough Luxons to queue in. This fortress, we already did that. Oh, it's the same on each time. That's a bit of a shame. Okay. But there's only 2 outposts because of the mechanical thing of kicking people out of parties, so it makes sense that they didn't want to do a ton more lore there. There you go. Here's Master Architect Gunther. Count Zuhelster sent you. Well, we can definitely use the extra help. Thank you for coming. We're at 9,100 Kurzik faction, so 1 win should cap us, which is kind of nice. Our cap will increase as well from winning one of these games. And getting 8 players from Jade Quarry to here will be a problem if we want to start early, someone says. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go without opposition, but we can try. Okay, so I'm going to hit enter battle, guys, and we'll sync in. Just try and join. If you can hear me saying this in stream already, click the button now. Click it, go, 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 go. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds just for stream delay, and then I'm going to click it myself. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And then we'll just see how this goes. So in 30 seconds, the game will pulse and try and put everyone in. We're looking for 8 opponents and 8 allies. So we have at least 8 people on our side, plus extras. So hopefully the Z quest means that there'll be Luxons on the other side. Now, if we had decided to join these guys, we would have left from Cavalon and gone into their gate and through. And yeah, so the game type itself, I won't go into some massive discussion about. You can watch my faction series if you want that. But basically, it's our job to defend this weapon we're building, the bomb. It's really smart, I think, by the way, story-wise, how the devs balanced this. The Jade Quarry too, to an extent. But they're trying to create combat, right, between the 2 people. But they're trying to not make one of them look overtly evil. And they know that people don't really have the attention span to, like, go broad enough with their perspective on it, right? So it's not... So they're very careful. It's the Luxons invading the Kurzik's territory. So the Luxons are the bad guys, right? No, because the Luxons are just trying to prevent the Kurziks from creating a weapon. And they keep that all very, very plainly in sight at all times. So both people are very justifiably fighting. The Kurziks are trying to create a weapon, so that makes them the bad guys, right? Well, they are just trying to build it in their own territory right now. And so on total, I think it's actually quite well balanced, like the idea. And then I can't really remember what the Jade Jade Quarry justifications and stuff are. But here, at least, it's kind of nice, you know. We're defending, but because we're trying to build something offensive. So yeah, so you notice every time it goes down to 30 seconds, it's rolling. It's saying no opposing party joined, restarting countdown timer. Basically, we're just hoping that there'll be Jade Quarry people. Maybe some of you guys from the stream are going to jump over, but many of you playing with me are going through on your first time as well, which means you're going to struggle a little bit. Now, I need to change my build here as well. So we're in PvP stuff now, so if you ever see it's written PvP in parenthesis, it changes. So the Signet of Spirits is now totally different. It's its original thing, which is an energy management skill. Gain energy if I'm in earshot of something, which isn't great. Oh, I can't change the build if I'm queuing. Interesting. Vampirism is a PvE skill and is locked. Okay, good. That closed down, so I'm going to drop that. And then I'm going to very quickly bring Wanderlust back. I'm going to bring... where the hell is it? Not Explosive Growth. Boon of Creation, because that heals us a little bit. Explosive Growth I won't bother with. And then I guess I'll bring... So these Binding Rituals are pretty good. Union is alright. And I guess I'll go Shelter as well. There's too much energy. This build's terrible. But whatever. I don't have time to really look. Oh, I think I missed it. Did I miss it? I think a lot of people just loaded out. I think that I think the queue just went through and I missed it. I think it just went through. Oh yeah, Flux. If no one is the boss, killing another player makes you the boss, giving minus 20 armor, but the following attack bonuses: plus 33% attack speed, plus 33% movement speed, minus 33% skill activation time, plus 3% health regeneration, and energy regen. If you die, you stop being the boss. If another player kills you, they become the boss. That's so cool. That's basically Juggernaut, right? Mixed in with all the other game types. Oh, I didn't miss it. Okay. He says, get ready. We're going to go in. So, yeah, my build is not great, but I'm not sure what else I'd want to do. I really want an item spell, actually, to tell you the truth. Shadow Song is definitely a big one. Signet of Creation I want here. Instead of Shelter, I'm going to pick up... Oh, I hate how it readjusts the scrolls. Go. You gain 4 energy for every summoned creature we control. Yeah, I seem to remember back in the day, there were some Binding Ritual builds that would stand on certain ledges and then they could buff up all your defenders. The Flux name, all these memes in Guild Wars 1. I mean, Flux was so late in the game, though, that I never really have any great memories of when Flux was around. I'd sort of stopped playing so much or taking it so seriously by the time that was a thing. But that's cool. Advertising for Aspenwood in the bigger areas always works. It brings in like at least 15 people. Most people ignore the For Aspenwood advertisement until you tell them it's an hour. We will tell them it's starting early. What do you guys mean? I thought that we'd be able to queue because it was a Z key day, but I guess it's fair that you can't. It'll be cool that we get to do this on stream, though, if we can proc one, because it's obviously quite rare that people get to play. You know what this place reminds me of? The Great Hollow, Arctree Forest from Dark Souls. Yeah, if I'd played that franchise, I'd know whether to agree or not there. So here, by the way, Imperial faction. What happens is we actually get Imperial. It used to be you just got Kurzik or Luxon faction straight up. But later, the devs kind of decided that wasn't enough quality of life for people. I can't remember why. It felt very strange to me, though. But basically, instead, now you get Imperial faction, which is tradable into the other two. And what that means is now, if I want, because this is an asymmetrical game type, I can play defending for Aspenwood and then give my Imperial faction to the Luxons. So, in the fight, I'm actually against the Luxons, but I'm being rewarded as if I am a Luxon. This is one of those areas where the devs just started really breaking things down in weird, unintuitive ways just to give people more quality of life. And no, I've never really agreed with much. But yeah, so we'll be getting Imperial faction from this, and then you speak to this guy to trade it into whatever one you want. Fort Aspenwood is near impossible to do nowadays because all the bots are in Jade Quarry. Well, why do the bots matter? 16 players. I mean, surely we've got some people on the stream that can just nip over to the other side and then we can proc one queue, right? Surely we got this. We got this. We're all going to have terrible, crappy builds as well. If anyone from this stream is going into this Fort Aspenwood with some min-maxed olden days FA build, I loathe you. It doesn't matter. We know that they're going to be 16 random noobs just having fun. It's going to be so lame. If you're on, like, PVX Wiki right now, oh my god, what's a good Fort Aspenwood build? You're everything wrong with the game. You are the worst. You still have your builds. I certainly don't have my templates anymore. My database of builds anymore. This guy laughing. People clearly are. Why does it matter? Oh, that was the dev laughing. Rod is in the middle of vanquishing. Can't leave now. Damn it, Rod. I demand you sacrifice your past hour of progress. But yeah, well, I mean, what else we got to talk about? People had some various topics bouncing around earlier. There are only like 4 people on the other side. Don't worry, WP. It was just an invisible Largos entering the room to watch over your shoulder. Yeah, the Largos kind of became the Oni, if you think about it. The Largos are what happens when you merge the Norn with the Oni. And you get a Largos. And you put it underwater. That's basically what's going on there. It's kind of funny that the devs decided to... Hey, do you know what's kind of interesting as well, though? The Jade Sea, when it was just a sea, and the Oni originate from there... I wonder whether they might actually do some kind of connection between Largos and Oni. Seriously, I've never considered that, but if you actually think about it, they've got enough things in common. If we rewind the clock before the Jade Wind, that is. Dredge aren't evil in Guild Wars 2, they're oppressed. Feels bad, man. DeAndre, play Sorrow's Furnace. Sorrow's Embrace. They're clearly evil. They're clearly talking about subjugating and oppressing all the surface races, and I mean, obviously there's going to be different factions of Dredge with different dispositions and different periods of time and stuff, but you can not say that they're all just goody two-shoes. Oh, this is really depressing now. WP, do you think ArenaNet will introduce elite specs in Living World Season 5 now? Oh, that's an amazing thought as well. I could get another video out of discussion on this. What do you guys think? Elite specs in Season 5? That's not going to happen, is it? That's crazy. That's not going to happen. They're not going to do that. Unless there is some ridiculous business model change that they're about to announce to us. I cannot imagine in a world that they'd ever do that. Because those are box sellers. Those are expansion sellers. Anyone who only PvPs World versus Worlds only cares about those aspects of the game, that they have no reason to buy an expansion if they're just getting the elite specs for free. Plus, think about all the work that goes into it. All the animations. That's like crazy amounts of stuff. They're just going to give that to people? Come on, man. It's not going to happen. Give me a fun warrior elite to play. Headbutt. Guild Wars 1 Headbutt. Gives faster faction. For some, it's a measure of time spent. Jade Quarry people like bots. Yeah, people like the bots because you can get in and play a little bit. I mean, there's a weird dynamic with Guild Wars 1 now with the whole botting thing, really, in the way it affects the economy, but allows people to keep speed clearing with easy access to concepts, in the way that these are kind of alive just because bots are in there. It's very strange, and it's an odd one. Oh, snap. Oh, snap, we're in. Oh, snap. Yeah, getting that trash talk on there. You guys can't see because Twitch chat's over it. I called them Sucksons and I typed in all caps. Hell yeah. Let's do it. Here, I'll move the chat box so that everyone can see for this thing. All the chat that goes on. Hold on, let's put it somewhere better. Down there. All right. Let's close that down as well. You're dead, WP. Alright, so, to explain the mechanics, Master Architect Gunther is here. God's Vengeance, we're letting him build it. So this bar needs to max out and we win. We've got to stop the Luxons from getting in this base. That's it, that's the whole game. That's what we're meant to be doing. Let's precast and get our might stacks going. Alright, here we go. Gather pieces of raw and refined amber to power it and make him cast it faster. So, yeah, we can use these teleporters to break our way through the fort really quickly. And there's the Luxons attacking us. And the idea is we're supposed to go to the mines out here and get the amber. I guess the Luxons start with this. That friggin' dervish scares me. It's Doomfire. Oh, no, my binding rituals have long cast times again in PvP. Oh, God. No, Smitsky insta-died. Why? Okay. So here, I need to stay with my NPCs that will defend. Oh my God, I'm getting nuked. What? What am I getting hit so hard with? Renewing Surge. What? 153 damage. And it's an energy management skill. Okay, all right. Well, that didn't go well. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what they got. Okay, so if I cast Shadow Song up here, can it attack from here? Union's up. That's going to buff them a little bit. Shadow Song. No, I'm out of range. I'm out of range. I've got to go down there. Oh, this is pretty bad. We've got to take these Kurzik warriors out. We'll be alright, guys. I love these amber gates. I'm really nostalgic about this. Those animations may look really rubbish these days, but look, the amber falling away and rebuilding, that was some classy stuff. Oh no, Spirit Spammer and PvP, I forgot. Okay, let's keep these up. Keep them scared. Now, you can play a dedicated healer and heal the NPCs and stuff. Oh no, I cancel cast Wanderlust. Let's auto that guy. Take him down. One more hit. Yeah, suck it. Oh, perfect. All right, so there are, just to be clear, 2 routes in. We can rebuild the gates with the amber from the mines. So we want to rush out now, and we want to claim the mines from the Luxons, and then get... Oh, there you go. We've got it now. And then when I get this amber here, I can rush in and rebuild that gate. But, or I can spend it to speed up the creation of God's Vengeance. But I got to be quick because the Luxon's charging from here. Look at the siege turtles over there. Oh, this is good. Look at how chat has died down. Oh. Wait, hold on though. How do I fix this? It's not actually here, is it? I've got to go all the way in, don't I? I think I go to Gunther or someone near Gunther. You'll notice here we get a Juggernaut defending this one as well. Oh, they're getting close to the Inner Sanctum over there. 8 players. So you can play a build that's like all movement speeds. I mean, it's such a cool game type. There's so many different builds that are available. Okay, he brought me Amber. But, okay, so I didn't do that correctly. Maybe I needed to speak to Gatekeeper Radic first. This build, as I've got it set up, I probably shouldn't be Amber running constantly. There I opened with the wrong spell. Oh god, Glyph of Lesser Energy. Rodgot's Invocation. Get away! No! He's going to use something on me while I'm burning. Okay, good. Oh, movie critic there. Got to be careful. Alright, Earthquake coming. Okay, so Boon of Creation. Yeah! The dev's kicking ass! He used Jahenzwi's Strike. Alright, there's an assassin over there as well. Feeling pretty good. Alright, let's get Union up. Keep on pushing through. Let's get our minion panel going. No blue outline on the minion panel. Yeah, if you cast Ray of Judgment, it's one skill and it kills everything. It's a lot like Wild vs. Wild camp flipping, where you can comp yourself in a certain way to just blow them up. No need to LOS or anything here. I've got to be careful of these Ellies. Look, this guy's using dash to try and get past us. Oh, what I needed is a CC or something. Earthquake. That did so much damage. I've got to get my autos. Damn it. Well, how did he get healed? What the hell healed him? Oh, he's using Wastrel's Collapse. What a legend. Okay, reduces damage with another Union. My energy is actually fine now because the cast times are long enough on this stuff that... Oh, no, I cancel cast my own thing, but that guy was doing Earthquake and he got interrupted. It wasn't me that did that interrupt. Okay, let's get Wanderlust out here. This will be really nice. If it doesn't get instantly cleaved down. It might get instantly cleaved down. Yeah, it instantly died. Damn it, man. Shadow Song's really good counter to any physical pressure on us. Like that Bone Horror there. So that is an allegiance-less Bone Horror there. Possibly because a Necro or something died. This is good. We're pushing them back. This is it, Kurziks. We're doing well. On this side. God's Vengeance is halfway done. All the gates are down, though. Come on, walk into Shadow Song's range. Come on. This is it. So now that I've got my forces up, we can maybe bunker down a little bit here. And just hold it nice and safe for a bit. Yeah, like, this is totally a dead slot, Signet of Creation, just because I don't... Even at maximum cast time... I got to keep my spirits more spread out, because that Ellie is kind of screwing me up here. Stay alive. Come on, Smitsky. Stay alive. Just until I can... Oh, no. Look, if I could get this shadow song up. Sweet. All right, he should be perma-blind. We should be able to have this. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, I'm 2v1, though. Oh, no. When you get interrupted, it goes on full cooldown. I forgot. Oh, the Ellie burst all of the other stuff down. Ah. The Ellie cleared the spirits, which then meant that the assassin could do all of his damage. All right. Still, halfway done. Okay, let's try the other side, shall we? Looks like these guys are coming through a bit closer. Oh, no. I don't want to have to take out a member of Spud. Oh, they're casting Destruction. Oh, and Spirit Rift? Well, that's easily avoided. We just stay away from the Rift. Oh, I just got siege turtled. Sieged by the turtle. Okay. Here's Renewing Surge again. That's so OP. Look at this thing. I mean, it's not like I'm stacked with superior runes or anything. I mean, granted, I've got very little going on upgrade-wise, so I am quite low vitality anyway. You feel like Guild Wars 2 could implement ideas like this in Type Mod to PvE? Yeah, but they're not like that anymore. They don't do this stuff. They tried to do hard and fast boundaries between all of that, and so that people wouldn't have to, I don't know. This PvP game type is fascinating. It's pretty simple. I really like it, though. I've always liked Fort Aspenwood. A lot more than Jade Quarry, even though I have more memories of Jade Quarry and probably did more Jade Quarry. I remember trapper builds as well. You could, like, trap the gates. Come on, Wanderlust. That's it. Hide behind the Juggernaut. That's it. Juggernaut. Aura of the Juggernaut. You're inside a Juggernaut or a skill. All allies get... Oh, it's just energy regen? I thought it would have been more. Oh, Doomfire's getting knocked chained. Look at that. Yes! Wanderlust blew him up. Come on, Wanderlust. Did you guys see that? It had him permanently knocked down. Beautiful. That flesh golem. What I like a lot of the time when it comes to Guild Wars 1 is what's fascinating is just the different kinds of builds. Like, you can imagine playing a running build. You can imagine playing trapping builds. You can imagine, like, running nature rituals up on this hill to defend things up there. There's, you know, you can play a support build that heals the NPCs and hopefully keeps them alive and lets them do the pressure. Like, there's avenues for all of that stuff, and it's kind of awesome. Well, this guy's sneaking in. He's an Ellie, and he's trying to blow up the Juggernaut. I see you there, movie critic. You're not going to get those long cast times down once my Wanderlust is up. Here it is. Oh, he's going to regret it. Interrupt. Interrupt. Yeah. Oh, I cancelled cast Shadow Song. That's a shame. Okay, alright, down that goes. Look at all the allies we got here. Cure Hex, Monk / Warrior. I see you. Maybe we can line this up here. Will Pain be able to get some pressure? Surely it can. I think with them wiping there, we've just won this. It's no thanks to me, genuinely. Oh no, Wastrel's collapsed, he's up! Oh, what a boss! I need to move back. Ranger, Elementalist, Necro. Anyone wants to heal me? Is there any monks around? Do they do this? Oh god, out of the frying pan into the freezer. That was a cheeky little Final Fantasy X reference there, just before anyone thinks I'm a moron that doesn't know the expression. Down he goes. Sweet, so we haven't been hit for a while, so our health regen's improving. Yeah, very well said, Jules. By separating PvP and Guild Wars 2 so dramatically from PvE, there's an illusory wall that keeps PvE players from experimenting in PvP on a psychological level. If we just had fluffy game types filtered throughout, I think we'd have a different gaming experience. I agree, absolutely. I think one of the Guild Wars 2's biggest problems is about what kind of game it tries to be, that unity and cohesion between the game. And drawing those hard and fast boundaries has been very, very bad for understanding of build craft, player base, expectation management, everything. Guild Wars 1, on the other hand, I think had it right. Pre-searing Ascalon, as a part of the core story, throws you into a PvP arena. And you know what? It wasn't the end of the world. If you lost it, then you lost it. And there was a slight dialogue change, and that's it. It was over. It didn't count against you as a death for your Survivor title. That was all they cared about. But Guild Wars 2, they're like terrified of that stuff. Oh, people might complain. Oh, they don't want a PvP. Oh, not for 5 minutes. I mean, come on, treat people like adults. But by not treating people like adults and doing that, I think it's caused people to think some weird ideas about how the game needs to be structured are okay ideas. And it's kind of been to the game's detriment in the long run. That's right, serial experiments. Get away. That's right. I'm chasing you. Yeah, painful bonds. Oh god, he's gonna Wastrels collapse up to us. Ow, he's definitely gonna do it now that I've been sieged. Victory! Yeah. Oh, all me, baby. Oh, I wanted to type that. That's awesome. Do you think they might do more Queen's Gauntlet style content in Guild Wars 2? I don't know. They might refine what that festival has available to it and continue tearing it up. They know that the players enjoyed it. Okay, so we got 4K Imperial faction there. So when we trade that in, that becomes more Kurzik faction. We can do another one, by the way. I'm well up for another one. I'm queuing in now. I don't really... What's the range on destruction? It's foes in the area. It's not a nature ritual range. Kind of want to play a support. Signet of Creation. If this doesn't proc... Okay. Signet of Creation. I want to swap for Armor of Unfeeling. PvP. I have damage reduction while casting rituals. That's not great. Here, I'm going to run Shelter. Because I do have the energy for it. And what I can do here with Shelter is I can cast it at those camps. And when an Ellie uses, like, Rodgort's Invocation or any large spike or something, I can stop it one-shotting. And it will just annoy him. So that would be cool. If this fails to go through a few times, then we probably won't do another one. But hopefully people are still game for more. See you on the other side, Rav. That was the only time a dev has ever been seen in PvP. What, Guild Wars 1 or 2? You see them in Guild Wars 2 PvP very frequently. I think that's unfair. But Guild Wars 1, I don't know when the last time devs were openly PvPing. It's kind of a cool thought that they just go to RA. People would pee themselves, wouldn't they? That was a terrible game. Absolutely awful. I'm guessing you were Luxon? What was I in the middle of saying? Can't remember. Alright, anyway, yeah, with that change, I think we should be okay. Now, we should be able to reorder. Yeah, we can. That's good. That's like client-side, and that's fine. Your assassins left all the NPCs. They left the Necro ones and put anti-melee hexes on them. And I'm sitting here like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe people had their fill. That's such a shame. How are you guys not getting a kick out of that? I'll go for more games. Come on, it's been years. Thanks for the fun match. I was the Rit who got you twice. You're the only person that... Oh, no. You're not the only person. I died several times there. That's very cool, though, dudes. You ran a pretty simple glaive build, not that OP. Alright, we're in. Here we go. Oh, who became the boss as well? I completely forgot. Who was the boss? Damn. I need to know who the Flux is. So getting first blood. This is so cool. They tie the boss mechanic to a first blood mechanic as well. How awesome is that? Oh no, Rav quit the queue to change some skills. Damn. Benji was the boss at one point. I like the boss mechanic because it's like you can play quite a sturdy build and hope you become the boss. And if you can do that, then you're really tanky and difficult to take out and get the luxury of all the benefits. If you're a glassy build, you can get like some really ridiculous top end off of being the boss, but it's easily snatched away from you. Honestly, that boss mechanic makes me want to go play some friggin' Halo MCC and like play a Juggernaut or something. What I need is Spirit Soul Twisting to instacast some new stuff. Hopefully that Mesmer is going to kill those Luxons very quickly. I'm coming back. I'll open with Union, followed by Shadow Song. I'm so dead. I thought that these started... Yeah, I can't even. I thought these started as Kurziks. I guess it used to be. I used to play a build where I'd nuke it, grab some amber, and leave before the Luxons could even get there. Oh, we have an AFK. Captain Mina of Atari, botting, leeching, /report. Get out of here. Alright, so if I proc shelter up here, will it affect my gate NP? Oh, shit. Okay, they're just the guys with the turtles and stuff. There you go. Taz did this. Okay, yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so we got these mind cleansers. Now, what I can do is put a spirit of shelter with them. Not so close they'll get AoE'd. Now, Luxtons can actually come around the back here as well. There's a ton of the map you guys haven't seen because I'm Kurzik and I'm not really going out that much. They can come around the back, but by doing this, I can kind of keep the mind cleansers alive. And we can be quite an aggressive sort of setup here with keeping God's Vengeance going. Here you go. I think our energy is balanced a lot better now. So here, Shelter, Shadow Song, Union. Shadow Song should probably be out front just to get the blinds going as best as possible. Okay. But look at that. Oh. Beauty. I want someone to come. Someone come here. Come on. I got my hive up. This mine is mine to defend. I'm not running it. Now here as a spirit spammer, I can go run amber as well, and it's kind of efficient. All right, let's try it. I'm going to try it. I don't know what the duration on those spirits is in PvP. Okay. I think we're winning too comfortably right now. Let's keep going. So I can run this and defend back there to some minor extent. And we'll TP our way back through. It's really hot today. Is it really hot for you? I was hot earlier. It's cooling down now. Damn, they're annihilating us. Oh dear. No! Okay, we got in. No, we didn't get in. Rubber banding. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Let's go. Let's rebuild at orange. They already killed the purple guy. Okay, good. We got to rebuild these orange gates. Maybe I should defend this here. I'm going to defend this here. Okay, so shelter should... Oh my god. Non-spirit allies within its range. Why are they not within its range then? Let's get Union up. Are they under Union's effects? It's non-spirit allies, right? So this is in range. Oh god. Union's getting pressured hard here. So if I run far enough away, can I have 2 nests set up at once? Okay. Pull, pull him. Treat him like a PvE mob. That's it. That's it. Wastrel's claps, I don't care. Finish him off. How did he heal so heavily? Back through. Body block with the NPCs. Yeah, yeah. No, why am I dead? Oh, come on, man. These guys are not doing enough damage. How is he able to do that? He's a squishy-ass little assassin. Combat sounds very loud. Yeah, sorry, I mean... I'll turn the game down a bit. Damn, people still FA. Well, we are here, but it was pretty dead when we got here. Damn it. At least that siege landed before I got my spirit up. I think we've lost, guys. I don't know what I can do here. Ow. Melanju's shot. No. Another siege. They're going to advance. Uh-oh. Oh, God. So now our... I mean, they just focused on one flank here. So the gate we were trying to defend, we never really got to go through. Gunther's getting hit pretty hard. I have to start with Union if I'm going to accomplish anything. Okay. Shadow Song. I'm just going to stand still. Yeah, that guy got owned. There's no way he was going to do well here. So yeah, Minion Monsters on the Kurzik side as well, kind of ramping. As it goes along, because more bodies appear. As more packets of... enemies appear. So now that our bleeding is gone, we can slowly regain a bit of health. Oh, but getting sieged is bad. We need a bit more support for Gunther, to be honest. Okay, Shadow Song on the Dervish is perfect. He can't do any damage. Wanderlust should knock-lock the Assassin as he stands still because he's trying to kill Gunther. Now he's leaving. Oh, no, the Ellie's in as well now, though. I can go Union again to reduce a bit more damage. It's not very good, guys, though. I'm not really doing very well here. Okay, good. Woo! All right, we're starting to get the nest up as well. How long have we got? We're only halfway. Oh, we're not doing good this time. Everyone pulled their fingers out. Dare I move forward? I mean, looking at the mini-map, we don't have any targets nearby. But the thing is, I'm scared that they're just going to burst their way in. So Pain is my last... Oh, no, Pain's already up. Oh, Doomfire, you're not going to make it, man. You're not going to make it. Get out of there. Oh, nuked. Okay, good. As long as they keep doing that, they just trickle in. Guild Wars 2 Conquest style, all right? Just trickle in. And, oh, gosh. What just died there? Wanderlust, I guess? Shelter is down. This is a bad position. He ran in right as Wanderlust came up, but the blind spam is perfect. He can't do anything with that blind spam. No! Why am I cancel casting that? All right. We got a lot to rebuild here. Wanderlust. What's the duration for the cooldown? It's 52-second duration, 45 cooldown. So in general, I kind of have to spam off of cooldown. Okay, get these up. Shadow Song I probably want closer to the gate again. Union is taking damage for the guys over there, which is perfect. Doomfire is going to go for me this time. Painful Bond. Get our boon up. This is good. He can't do anything. Yeah, Pious Renewal while you're blind. Down you go. Okay, this isn't good because I'm like 1v5 right now. Come on, team. Well, not 1v5. Oh, God, that 25 energy. Yeah, that's it. Blind him. Good. Shadow Song's going blind again. Time for some autos. Painful Bond. Good. We AoE'd on the Painful Bond there as well. Wanderlust again. Oh, Gunther's so low. Gunther. No, we lost. We tried, people. We tried. Oh. Still, that was pretty cool. And what is our faction at now? 7k. Beauty. All right, there you go, everybody. That's 4 Aspenwoods. That's 2 games of the classic. How this may eventually be reimagined in the sequel, if at all. I guess time will tell. Want to try one more? No, I'm going to have to get going, unfortunately. Maybe tomorrow. Look, there'll be opportunities, Rav, because we'll do Jade Quarry on tomorrow's one. Yeah. So there is another one like this. There's the Jade Quarry a bit to the south, which we can do the other quest for as well. However, let's at least hit the big break point. Give me... Oh, no, not Luxon. I'd like to make an exchange for Kurzik. And I want... So our cap is now at 16 grand, right? Because we participated in this front on the war. So we can ask for 5 and we won't overflow or anything. So give me 5 grand. There you go. Look at that. So we have 14,000 Kurzik faction now. And what I can do is return to the count for my reward over here. And this is the moment where we can't go back. Once I accept this, I will not be able to trade in befriending the Luxons anymore, I think. I think it will remove that. And we will be able to progress on the story, having made our decision, which you guys did on the previous stream. You have proven yourself a true friend to the Kurziks. You're welcome in our lands, and may count us as allies in your fight against Shiro. See... I like that quest, you know. People like look at this so derisively, like, oh, it's just a grind quest. They just ask you to grind for currency, same as the bullshit people spewed about the mastery in the experience. What's so wrong with the game getting us to explore their lands a little bit? Look at some of the formats available. Look at the challenge missions. Look at the bounties and do some stuff. What's so bad about that? It's just such an arbitrary fucking thing for people to bitch about. But you don't see this design anymore. But I think it's a brilliant way of spreading people around that area of the world. Except, befriending the Luxons is still there. Envoy of the Dredge as well. We can tell them about the Dredge. What? These monstrous intruders want peace after striking our patrols? Perhaps the creatures have convinced you they acted in self-defense, but I must rely on the words of our trusted field officers, and they themselves claim self-defense. Whatever your friend says, his people have already made an enemy of the Kurziks. That is the answer you may deliver. If these creatures only want to survive, they can do it wherever they came from. This is cool. It shows the war between the Luxons and the Kurziks is completely needless. They just need to put down arms and forgive one another for the prior devastations and just say, look, there's blood on both sides. Peace is never easy, right? And that's what they need to do. But they're hundreds of years deep, and it's to the point where that psychology is completely alien to them. And so you see that the Dredge appear in their lands, and they're exact same about the Dredge as they are the Luxons. Oh, well, they started it, so fuck you, we're going to fight to the end. And that's it. It's over. You know, I really like what that kind of implicitly says about their mentality of the world and why they might be still at war with the Luxons, because the same thing is going on. Or I'm reading into it something that the writers never put there. But yeah, okay, so now we're going to go back to him and tell him the unfortunate news. But also we have a new quest available. Defenders of the Forest, maybe? Yes, it is. It's this. Danica speaks highly of you, Mukpoopabutt. You might not be a Kurzik by birth, but you are fast proving yourself worthy of becoming an honorary Kurzik. By the grace of the gods, we Kurziks have found a way to create juggernauts. For years, they have proven effective in defending our forest from the Luxons, but recently, these heathens have begun overpowering our juggernauts. The Redemptors have preyed on the subject for weeks now, and at last, they say the gods have spoken to them. I'd love more lore about the Redemptors and what actually they think they're doing, and this idea of them being very passive and, like, seeing them inside the trees and stuff. We must develop new, more powerful juggernauts. You must gather the 3 volunteers who are willing to become juggernauts and escort them to the Eternal Grove, where the sacred transformations will take place. Head to the Durzak Thicket to gather volunteers Klaus, Libya, and ex-Redemptor Berta. Then, take all 3 of them to the Eternal Grove. Do you think you can handle this task? I cannot stress enough that failure is not an option. I won't let you down. I like how in our efforts to create peace between them, we're actually accelerating and raising the stakes of what they can use to kill one another. So there you go. But if any of the Luxons are still there, I don't know, man. I don't know. You are meant to be locked off. But yeah, that's the next primary quest. We're going to be going to the Eternal Grove and looking into the production of Juggernauts. The Eternal Grove being something of a very memorable place for me in terms of farms and some of the stuff you can get there. Though, that's not the whole lot, right? We now have 14,000 Kurzik faction. And I want to spend that on something good. So, we're going to go to a faction trader. If I'm remembering everything correct. So, by the way, I never mentioned, the capital city itself can be owned by a guild. And that only they can go into behind the gate there. And it's behind that gate that only the top alliance of the game originally could get access to the hardcore endgame content. I mean, it was really some of the design here is so it's like an alien world compared to what Guild Wars 2 is now. But yeah, that character Vash can only be spoken to by a very limited number of players in the top alliance that owned this. And behind that gate was like literally the lore for this quest is on that NPC that very few people could even speak to. Later, taxis became very common, and later they added even more bypasses and stuff. But originally, as it was implemented, it's kind of crazy to look back at. Yeah, I need a faction trader, I think. I'm hoping one would be here. So many cool quests and things here, guys. Again, I cannot recommend enough that if any of this is interesting... There you go, faction trader. If any of this is interesting to you, I do have a full series where I talk to all these NPCs, do all of the quests. You'll get the full details. A bit of a younger, more innocent me. But there it is. Greetings, you and not so many fancy voices either. You can spend your Kurzik faction points for more tangible rewards. Every time you redeem your faction points for rewards, you will make progress in the Friend of the Kurzik's title track. Okay, what is this? Thank you. Oh, sick. Thank you very much, Taz. Why are you giving me a writ tome? That's lovely of you. Thank you. Kurzik skills. 3,000 faction each. Oh, I need rank 1 at least. Oh, so I gotta buy... Amber chunks, I guess. I'll buy 1 amber chunk with 5,000 faction. And now I should be... Oh, I'm not rank 1. No, we'll figure this out tomorrow. But there's a title. We got to get to rank 1. And then we can get a cool skill. But yeah, there you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I will see you next time. It was great to see a dev come and play with us as well today, by the way. I'm glad you managed to catch up. And we'll continue on. Hopefully you guys can get your 10k faction. See you next time, guys.